Now, let's talk about how you go about finding and orchestrating a slip. Give us a sense of the overall process.
Well, yeah, we kind of touched on it. We're going out to our quote-unquote snipe zones, and we're driving our county roads and farm roads, glassing, looking for snipe. And we may find snipe in a field that's not necessarily the best situation for us. We want honest flights, so we want the snipe to be able to have a chance to get airborne and get enough elevation that our bird's going to commit to a clean stoop and kill. If you're finding snipe in small areas, when I say small, maybe a narrow field with grown-up drainage ditches, yeah, you're going to get snipe out of there and you're going to produce for your bird, but the bird's probably not going to catch them cleanly, and they're probably going to catch them putting into cover on one side of the field or the other. And just like we were talking about a minute ago, if that's what you pursue and do, that's the behavior you're going to reinforce with your bird, and you're going to end up with a falcon with a good ground game and not necessarily good clean flights. Even when you go to fields where they're not necessarily have the same problem, but you may have plenty of space for a good clean flight, the falcon's just going to wait till the snipe gets pressured into cover to catch it. So you can develop behaviors you don't necessarily want by flying those slips that aren't necessarily the best. So we like to find snipe fields that are at least 80 acres in size, preferably 160 acres in size, and those are pretty large fields with minimal cover, preferably only on one side or the other. And by doing that, we know where the snipe are going to go when we flush. And so that gives us a little bit of ammunition to orchestrate our flight, know when and where we need to do the flush and where the bird needs to be for it to end up in a clean flight. You can glass and see 40 plus snipe out there running around. And when you put a falcon in the air, they disappear. You'll never find them again without a dog. We find the snipe, put the bird in the air. You usually like to give the bird time to get up to 400 or 500 feet before we even get the dog in the field. When the dog goes on point, then I'm waiting for that falcon to get in the right position where I know he's going to be successful and have a great, near vertical flight. There's basically two predominant flight styles with tiercel peregrines. You've got what I call the swoop and scoop, and then you get the knockdowns. I prefer to have a knockdown flight, a good straight vertical, 140 plus mile an hour stoop that just rolls the snipe out of the air and circle back around and land on the ground. But a lot of times the bird might be a little bit out of position, or a snipe flushes wide that you didn't know was there. You get these moderately angled slope flights that come in behind and underneath the snipe and then come up and grab them from underneath. I call that the swoop and scoop. But either way, you get some great wide open country, spectacular stoops out of your falcons from 600 to 700 feet on a routine basis.